Yuanzi turned his head, sweat starting to drip down his face as a chill ran through him. People from my cousin's unit? Looking for me? What a coincidence. From the other room, he overheard his grandmother arguing, insisting that her grandson would never commit a crime and demanding to know what they were investigating. Her voice grew sharper as she called out, "Zhang Yuanqing, get out here now." Yuanzi forced a calm reply, "Okay, I'm coming." He stepped out, only to be met with her stern gaze. She told him she had already seen their IDs. They were really from the Kangyang District Public Security Bureau, and they needed to ask him some questions. Yuanzi shook his head, raising his hands in refusal. Absolutely not. His grandmother snapped back, warning him not to be doing anything behind her back. At the doorway stood a man in a red suit, with an assistant at his side. The Kangyang District Public Security Bureau, aren't those my cousin's colleagues? Forcing himself to stay composed, Yuanzi said, "The three of you, please come in. I'm Zhang Yuanqing. What do you want to ask me?" The man in the red suit began politely but directly. Did he know Lei Yibing? Yuanzi's eyes widened. Brother Bing? Of course, we grew up together. What happened to him? He invited them to sit, though his mind was racing. My cousin is the captain of Kangyang's Squad 2. For them to make a house call, they must already know my family situation. The man in red explained that Lei Yibing had gone missing, and the Hangzhou Bureau had reported that on the morning before he disappeared, he had sent Yuanzi a package. Yuanzi slammed his hand on the table in disbelief. Missing? How is that possible? The man with glasses cut in coldly, telling him to simply answer yes or no. Yuanzi admitted yes, he had received a package earlier, though it had no sender's name. The man pressed further. What was inside? Yuanzi stared at him and replied that it was empty, nothing but bubble wrap. The man tilted his head slightly, repeating the word empty with suspicion. Yuanzi confirmed. The red-suited man's voice hardened as he told Yuanzi that as the last person with indirect contact with Lei Yibing, they needed to inspect his room, computer, and phone. It wasn't mandatory, but refusing would be unwise. Yuanzi clasped his hands together, sighing. Fine. It'll prove my innocence anyway. At the man's order, the assistant stepped forward, asking for his phone. Yuanzi made a strange face, stammering nervously before blushing. It's just that. It's for self-study. Never mind, just check. She reassured him with a faint smile, saying they were only looking into matters related to Lei Yibing. While the search continued, Yuanzi asked about Bing's situation. The man in red explained that Lei Yibing had disappeared from his dorm. Surveillance cameras never caught him leaving, and according to a roommate, he had been seen in bed that night, but by morning he was gone. The same as what Uncle Lei told me. So the Bureau hasn't made any progress. Or maybe this man just doesn't want to reveal more. The man's gaze sharpened, his words cutting through the silence. If Yuanzi found any clues, he must notify them immediately. If he dared hide anything, the next one to vanish could be him. Yuanzi shivered, forcing a respectful reply. Thank you for the warning. The assistant finished her inspection, returned his phone, and they prepared to leave. The man in red handed over his business card, reminding Yuanzi to contact him at once if anything came to mind. Yuanzi saw them off, muttering that he hoped to be informed if there was any news about Brother Bing. Once the door shut, his grandmother sighed, shaken. How could Bing just disappear like that? I should visit his mother soon. Yuanzi, pale and weary, whispered that his head hurt and he needed to rest. He asked her to tell his grandfather the news when he returned, and to have him contact Uncle Lei. Meanwhile, outside, the red-suited man asked his assistant what she had found. Guanya smirked, claiming a major discovery. Yuanzi's computer was full of hidden folders labeled Viwo 50, and his browsing revealed a taste for mature women in black stockings. She teased that even his recycling bin was spotless, suspiciously empty. The man pinched his forehead in frustration, scolding her for her crude jokes and reminding her to act with more elegance. She only laughed, brushing her hair back, before turning serious again. There was no useful information on his devices, but the letter Lei Yibing sent him had been hidden under a flower pot. Inside, unsurprisingly, was a character card, though the class remained unknown. Arms crossed, the man in red muttered darkly, "We'll come back tomorrow, if he hasn't gone missing by then."